Okay, so today we left from Bozeman. We followed along a little state highway, followed along the interstate, and then we headed north and cut up to Helena, and then we cut through this mountain pass by the Glacier National Park, and then we found a state highway that carried us up to Tenere, whatever that's called. That's where we ate lunch, and then we hit the wind as we hit over towards Browning, and then we cut a little section and then through some farms that went up into a little remote border crossing, and then we went to Lethbridge, and we're spending the night in Lethbridge, Canada, Alberta. Okay. Recap for today. We went from Bozeman, Montana to Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. I think that's how you...
Lethbridge. Yeah. Roughly 300.
Lethbridge.
Yeah, roughly 370 miles.
Okay. Highlights?
Hang on, I'm tired. Let's see. There was that windy road that went over the pass.
Yeah, so coming right out of Bozeman, we're running on the east side of Glacier National Park, and it carried us in the edge of the foothills, and we actually went across the Continental Divide back to the western side, and then back to the eastern side. Glacier Pass. Let's see what it says. It might be a Continental Divide. Let's see. Glacier Pass, Continental Divide. That's it. I can't read it. 6,300 and something, I think. Really a nice road, some really nice sharp corners. It was a beautiful road.
Lots of ups, lots of downs, lots of twists and turns. It was just fun.
I'll tell you what, we got one more straightaway and then we got a sharp curve. So yeah, I need to get in front. Here we go. It's a short one, but I got it. If you're unloaded on a bike, you can normally double the caution numbers. So a 20 mile an hour caution number is 40 mile an hour speed, but when you're fully loaded, it's a little tougher.
Yes. Yeah. You know, I much prefer the 25ers heading the other direction, not downhill.
I'd say the one thing is that starting out in the morning, we had a little bit of haze. And I thought it was left over from the rain yesterday. And then Noah says that there had been fires in Canada. Well, we didn't get the stunning, pretty day because of the smoke, but it is what it is. And he said, well, maybe that's what we're getting a little bit of. And as we went across that pass and then back, we're still getting the haze.
That sounds like that. Man, that would have been so pretty.
Well, as long as the tire doesn't break loose, you're okay. Or you don't scrub your hard case on the... If you scrub your hard case on the road, it'll pick your back tire up, and then you'll lose your traction. So... I saw a guy one time when I was a kid and I was riding with my dad, and we had like 4 or 5 motorcyclists riding together, and he had a bike like a Harley with those really low bags, and he had a double muffler, and he went around a corner a little bit too much of a layover, and his muffler scratched on the ground, and it took the weight of the bike off the back wheel, and his back wheel started sliding and hopping, and it ran him right off the road. And I think it just picked up and got worse. And
The farther north we got, the worse it got.
yeah, so there's fires somewhere that's blowing our way. There sure weren't many gas stations out here. Yeah, I'm showing that we got gas stations in 53 miles, 70 miles, and 140 miles.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got?
Lunch was pretty good, surprisingly so. Just stopped in this little, I don't even remember what the town was called, this little town in the middle of nowhere. Went to a bar and they had some pretty good food.
Yeah, so something Wagon Wheel. The name of the restaurant was like Wagon Wheel something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yep. Parking other side of the truck.
And then coming from lunch and then coming towards Canada, we got an incredible amount of wind. Turn back into the wind again. Port of Del Bonita. They close at 5. It's 2. Okay. I didn't realize they had time limits on them. Wow. Sometimes there's things you don't prepare for. The wind just hitting us from the side most of the time. We're guessing maybe a 30-mile-an-hour wind, because when we actually turned for this one little piece going with the wind, we were doing about, I don't know, in the low 70s, and it just didn't feel like much at all. We were standing up thinking we didn't have much wind impact at all. But then we turned north to go towards the border, and when we started going towards the border, we found a little piece of gravel, and then you had some slippery gravel and wind hitting you from the side. So we just had to slow down a little bit and take it easy on that portion. Pavement ends. You ready? Easy, 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 easy. Hit the brakes a little bit. I gotta take my throttle lock off. All right. See how many miles this we got? Maybe 16. Yep, 16 to the border, but we got this with added wind.
Wow, that is a major operation.
The gravel lasted, it was what, 4 or 5 miles?
Yeah,
it wasn't terrible.
Wasn't bad at all. It went past this gigantic farming, ranching, corporation operation. I don't know, the amount of farms on this northern side of Montana is just crazy. Yeah, they're moving a lot of grain, whatever they're doing. And if it's all these wheat fields, then that's a lot of loaves of bread. We went past wheat field after wheat field, all the crops just golden. Really a beautiful area.
And when it's not farmland, it's all ranches with whole herds of cattle.
Yeah, and wide open again. So, you know, just like how we went through Oklahoma or Nebraska, this is further north, but still we end up with some really wide open stretches. Beautiful land. Range cattle. This is open range. You notice there's not a fence on your right and a fence on your left. That means the property on the right and left is both owned by the same corporation or people. But that's also wheat on our left, which means the cows could eat the wheat, so I don't think they're going to have them out here right now. What about the border crossing?
Smooth, easy, took off our helmets, handed our passports over, never checked our bags. Well, it was over in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, you were carrying, what, 3 or 4 Red Bulls? You could have gotten busted.
I had a lot of stuff on me that they could have checked.
Anyway, he said, you got any weapons? We each had a pocket knife. He wasn't worried. He said, where are you headed? We said, we're headed to Alaska. And he said, y'all have fun. U.S. Port of Entry. Yeah. Leaving USA. Stop and report to Canadian Customs. Stop here until lane is clear. Welcome. I guess we go here. Yeah, no, come on. We're together. Welcome to Alberta, Wild Rose Country. We'll take our helmets off. Yeah.
I'm gonna need to turn noise canceling off first.
Passports there?
Yes, sir.
We're gonna head in Alaska.
How long are you in Canada all the way through? Just driving through?
The Alaskan Highway, how long that takes? What's that, 1,200 miles? Once we get up there to it?
4 weeks or so.
We should be in Alaska at the top 8 of August. So, 4 days on the Alaskan Highway, I think, is the road that you get from Calgary to Banff and Jasper up that way.
You guys packing any guns or weapons of any kind?
No, sir.
Either one of you?
A pocket knife each.
That's
I love
it?
it, man.
That's it.
Anything with you that is staying in Canada? You visiting anybody? You're just giving her right through, right?
Yes, sir. I do have a couple drinks that it said I would need to report.
That's fine. All right. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
I'm at 3.
You in 4 weeks is what he said, basically.
Yeah, he was doing the calculation that we'd go to Alaska and back and come back through his checkpoint in about 4 weeks. But we're not planning on coming back this way. But anyway, he's had a lot of other bikers come through, I'm sure, doing the same thing. So it's just, you know, take off, have fun.
In fact, we saw a group of 4. It was like immediately crossing the border, heading back to the U.S. It was those 4 trail bikes.
Yeah. You know, there was a good number of motorcyclists on the road, and you know, it's a windy little road to be riding on, but everybody's just sort of leaning in the whole time on the road. This little town of Lethbridge we ended up in, it's probably an hour and a half before we get to Calgary, or 2 hours before Calgary. Ended up being a decent sized little city. It's got a little university here. We pulled in and actually had some pretty busy roads. I thought it was just going to be a little farm town, but it's decent size. That says exit. Might have been the entrance also. We'll drive around and see. I was worried it wasn't the right spot. The fact that they put burglar bars around it, I'm putting a lock on this bike tonight. I'm definitely parking at the front door until they kick me out. Yep. Temperature-wise, we've had 5 days or so of 100-degree temperatures. Today was not that bad. Today we got into maybe the upper 80s, mid 80s. We started the morning in the 60s, and it was a little chilly actually this morning, but I put on an extra liner, an extra long sleeve shirt, and I didn't take it off until I hit lunchtime. Hey, I want that Red Bull. How about right here? I'm gonna take this liner off too. Actually felt really good today. All right, what else you want to add?
That's it for me.
All right, see y'all tomorrow. We're taking a right here. This is a cool little town here too.
Yeah, I got it.
Pavement ends. Take my throttle lock off. Yeah, this is a warning for Harleys. We'll be all right. This guy's share the lane. Oil the chain. This is not the end of what we're going to see with this stuff, so as far as Alaska. That's why we're going to have a hard time making 300 miles a day. 200, 250. Yeah. A gravel connoisseur. You ready? I got 2 bars of fuel left. Oh, Alberta speed limits are metric. I don't know how to translate that. Well, there is a button to change from standard to metric, but I don't know what button it is. Also, 100 kilometers an hour is about 60 miles an hour. About 60 to 65. $120 kilometers an hour. Oh, I know it exactly. A 10K is 6.2 miles. So 100 kilometers an hour is 62 miles an hour.